Welcome to the Athletes Unlimited Softball League presented by Mizuno. A sold-out Parkway Bank Sports Complex is absolutely buzzing with energy as the Blaze and the Bandits meet here in Rosemont. The Bandits look to keep their bats hot, while the Blaze aim to finish strong in front of this packed house, and the merch is hot just like the softball here tonight in Rosemont, Illinois. As we go to the standings, the Talons and the Bandits have been the top teams in the AUSL regular season. The Talons have clinched the top seed, and they will face the Bandits in the championship series. All right, welcome into some AUSL softball with the Arizona Hall of Famer, Kenzie Fowler. I'm Lisa Byington, and just like that, Kenzie, the regular season is near complete today and tomorrow. It wraps it up. What's your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway is how good this Bandits offense has been. I mean, this offense has carried this team to the championship series, which we will see this weekend, but from day one in this series to where they are at right now, they have been the best team offensively.
I mean, pick your player. We could pick Skylar Wallace as an example. Against the Volts in the series last weekend, her bat was red hot.
Red hot, and she's one of the couple of players in the top of this lineup that I just would not want to pitch to flat out. Morgan Zirkle hits in front of her, Skylar Wallace is hitting that two-hole, and Erin Koffel is sitting behind her. But last weekend, this is the standout for the Bandits, Skylar Wallace. 3 home runs, 10 RBI, hit over 500. But it is just pick your poison, like you said, Lisa. You look at who are you going to pitch to in this lineup. Look at who Morgan Zirkle is surrounded by with Skylar Wallace, Sydney McKinney, and Bella Dayton, just to add a couple of big-time players who have pop, they have short game, and they have speed.
You can see to one of these batters, and I guarantee you the other 3 are going to get you in some manner, shape, or manner, or form. The Blaze lineup. Corby Otis is batting leadoff for the 13th time. We highlight Anna Gold, who is a rookie, spectacular. She is up for some major award consideration, including Rookie of the Year. And down to turn the lineup over, Aaliyah Andrews. She really had a nice series against the Talons over the weekend, batting above 500. There is the waiting rookie in the dugout. And you look at Taylor McQuillan, who is the Bandits pitcher, the starting pitcher. Actually, 2 of her 3 wins this year. She said, you see she's got a 3-0 record. 2 of her 3 wins have come against the Blaze here this year.
Had a stellar year. A little bit of up and down, but when she is rolling, she is untouchable at times. And she's going to spin the ball up, throws it hard with good velocity, will also change speeds, and of course comes at you from the left-handed side.
Well, these 2 teams meeting for the 3rd time, facing each other this month. You see the usage with what we can expect from McQuillan here tonight. The Bandits own a 4-2 advantage in this series, so the 7th and 8th meetings in this series coming today and tomorrow. The regular season beginning on June 7th and ending here tomorrow on July 23rd.
I just cannot believe it. It has gone so fast. I feel like we just started, and here we are, rounding 3rd, headed for home, Champ Series.
Ooh, I like that already with the good puns. 1-1 the count. And facing Corby Otis. 13th time in the leadoff spot. She's also hit in the 5 spot 10 times here this year. That pitch in the dirt and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll do it again.
And Corby Otis did not start this season in the leadoff spot. She was kind of down in the middle, maybe bottom of the lineup, and has really just worked her way and earned this leadoff spot. And just what a statement for her as a true rookie to be the leadoff, especially this whole second half of the AUSL season.
Here's the 2-2 and another foul ball. We showed you Otis's numbers in the last 6 games. She's actually reached base safely in 6 straight. Well, this past weekend against the Talons, a double, her 5th of the season, but her 1st since July 8th, actually against the Bandits here on this field. A bouncer to 3rd base as Wiz takes care of it. 1 up and 1 down. Delaney Wiz getting the start at 3rd base. Skylar Wallace at shortstop. Erin Koffel in 2nd base, and Gibson Horton rounds out the infield for the Bandits here tonight. And in steps Aubrey Leach. Mentioned that she's got a really good batting average actually in this park. She's batting .556 at Parkway Bank. And just like that, lays down the punt, and the speedster is on safely, no problem.
Ran so fast. Looks like a couple of glasses were flying there. I think those were the first baseman's Danielle Gibson-Horton. Something was flying. It was definitely some sunglasses and Aubrey Leach running down the line.
It looked like she caught the defense
Off guard.
Off guard, right?
Which is surprising to me, because if you know anything about Aubrey Leach, you know how an elite drag bunter she is. She is one of the best in the game with her small ball.
Bailey Klingler. Out of Washington, a team leading 16th RBI of the season, and another one on Saturday against the Talons. Keep bringing that series up against the Talons because it was a big one Saturday. You know, the Blaze beat the Talons 2-0. The first shutout of the season for the Blaze.
It's kind of been a tale of two halves. You could say that for maybe both teams, but especially for the Blaze. They have looked like they've been starting to put things together much better in this second half after the 2-week break that we had. A lot of that is due to they had some players that were injured, Bailey Klingler being one of them. She was the hottest hitter in the first half in the league, without a doubt. Look at the numbers as a team.
Yeah, the numbers support what you're saying. It really is part of the story for today and tomorrow. You know, both of these teams going in different directions, and you know, you won't see a couple of the regular starters here for the Bandits, and they kind of thread that trying to stay healthy, the fly ball to center field, but the Bandits, you know, trying to, you know, walk the line of staying healthy and staying sharp as they prepare for that championship series coming up this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt. At the Blaze, it's, you know, really nothing to lose. How can we get better? How can individually some of these players kind of tune things up, get ready for that All-Star Cup that will start in a couple of weeks here? And then also, I think this is a great opportunity for young players like Anna Gold to really feel out a full professional season, finish strong. Also, you have to think about making a case for yourself to be back in this league next summer. It's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, and you want to be a part of it. So if you're one of these Blaze players who are, you know, finishing very strong, you want to continue that.
Well, she lays off the first one high and outside, and she tries to rope one over the third baseman's head. Wiz for the first strike of this at-bat. Anna Gold, an uncharacteristic game in the last game. It ended her 6-game hit streak. She was 0 for 2 in her last game, but she has gotten hits in 14 of 22 games, and you think she's up for a few of the, maybe perhaps at least consideration for some postseason awards.
No doubt in my mind that she should be at least top 2 in maybe top 3 in Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. She has been a standout.
Here's the 2-1. Pops it up in the infield. It's a high one as Gibson-Horton comes over. It's in and out of the glove, and that allows Leach to come over and score the first run of a game. So an error could have, you know, scores a run, and instead it could have gotten them out of the inning.
Couple of things there. Number one, you have to reward Aubrey Leach, and just if you're, you know, young eyes out there, this is why you run it out. 2 outs, never know. You can see Aubrey Leach, she's continuing to run, but to me, Danielle Gibson-Horton, I think she calls this too early. This ball is sky high. You really have to stick with it. She kind of called it, everyone backs off, and then all of a sudden it continues to trail. And if you have played here in Rosemont, you know one thing. Pop flies are not easy because of the wind. The wind will always be a factor here in Rosemont.
I thought you were going to say because of the airplanes that go by. There was just one that already went by in this top half of the inning. A ball driven with 2 outs off the wall for Kowalik that scores a run. So an RBI there, it scores Gold, and just like that, the Blaze taking advantage of some mishaps here by the Bandits to go up 2-0.
And Kayla Kowalik is another one of those Blaze hitters offensively who has really gotten hot the last couple of weeks. It's a little bit of been a slow start for her, but she has caught fire as of late, swinging away, a player that has a lot of tools. Nice piece of hitting there.
Blaze actually have taken advantage this year, first in the league in terms of taking advantage with runners in scoring position, batting .323. Big cut there for Binford. Hard ground ball to the shortstop, Wallace. And finally, the Bandits get out of the inning. So 1 unearned run scored, 1 earned run. And the Bandits got some work to do as they head to the plate first. Two runs, 2 hits, 1 left on base for the Blaze as the Bandits come to the plate. For the first time here tonight, we head to the bottom of the first. And the Bandits, you highlighted it, Kenzie, just a red-hot offense. And it starts with their leadoff hitter, Morgan Zirkle.
You look at who is in this lineup, 4 of the best 5 hitters in this league are on the Bandits. So if you're an opposing pitcher, yeah, you're not comfortable, especially these power lefties, Morgan Zirkle, Skylar Wallace, just the best 1-2 punch in the league.
You're thinking about Zirkle, you see her numbers. You were talking before we went on the air that her numbers are flirting with the Triple Crown. And who's she competing with? Well, her teammates.
That's exactly right. She has to beat out her teammates to get that Triple Crown, and it's been fun to watch the veteran at the top of the lineup this year.
All right, Alicia Ocasio got her first win. It came on Saturday against the Talons. She pitched about 2 innings in relief. And she gets the call here tonight. What can we expect?
A lot of spin, a lot of change of speeds. This is a veteran pitcher, a righty who has been here, done that, and has been pitching much better as of late. And so you think about that shutout that you were just talking about from the Blaze. It was 4 different pitchers. I would expect maybe a similar approach from Elisa Goller. You'll probably see a lot of arms. But I like that the veteran gets the start here.
So you're calling it out of the gates, perhaps 4 pitchers, right, that the Blaze could use like they did on Saturday.
I don't know if maybe 4, but I think it's one of those things where you're going to try and get as many arms, especially if it works so well like it did last weekend. It was seamless. Everyone gets an inning or 2, and then you pass it to your teammate.
Yeah, combined shutout, the first shutout of the season for the Blaze. Held the Talons to just 3 hits in that game, but swinging early off the glove and the chest of the center fielder Andrews. A hard-driven ball by Zirkle in the first hit here tonight. It scored for the Bandits.
Almost another Sports Center top 10 play out there in center from Aaliyah Andrews, but just hit so well. And this is what Morgan Zirkle has done this entire season. Hit balls hard, whether it's leaving the yard, on the ground, or line drives. She is so dialed in.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those Sports Center top 10 diving plays in the outfield lately.
She had one of them. Morgan Zirkle did last weekend. Had a sliding play out in the corner in left field.
Well, it just keeps coming in this lineup. Here's Skylar Wallace. Steps in a 9-game hit streak. 15 of 35, batting .429 in that 9-game span. Catches the outside corner. You talk about Zirkle and Wallace and Koffel. Ooh, that's a 1-2-3 punch if I've ever seen one.
I mean, these are the best 3 hitters in the league. Add Sydney McKinney in there, who tops the league in batting average. Are you kidding? This is the reason that the Bandits are headed to the Champ Series without a doubt. Their offense. And to be honest, before the season, if you would have asked me who do you think is going to have the best offense, I don't know if I would have said the Bandits. I just really don't. It's been the surprises of Morgan Zirkle, who, of course, we know her as a consistent presence in that leadoff spot, but her power.
Another hard-driven ball. Pulls it, Wallace does, to right field, and that allows Zirkle to advance to third base. So now runners at the corners here for the Bandits, trailing by 2 here in the bottom of the first.
And I feel like Skylar Wallace and Morgan Zirkle hit together. It's like one swing almost. They're both left-handed hitters with a ton of power, a ton of speed, and if Morgan Zirkle gets on base, where Skylar Wallace is sitting on deck behind her, watching the pitches very carefully, picking up what they're giving to Zirkle and saying, well, that's probably what I'm going to get. So every time that Skylar Wallace steps up to the plate, she is ready to go.
Well, Skylar Wallace, now a 10-game hit streak. I was a little bit worried to bring up the 9-game hit streak, the whole broadcaster's jinx thing.
Nice and even now.
But now I know I don't have that kind of power, and Skylar played through it.
Did you a solid there.
She did. How do you play this defensively here for the Blaze with no outs?
This is what makes the Bandits so tough because of the speed that Skylar Wallace presents at first base. You could see that maybe she's stealing, trying to put a little bit chaos. But if she goes to second and you let her take second, then do you pitch around Erin Koffel? It's just so many different moving pieces. I would expect Wallace to steal.
There she goes. Wallace taking second base, the cutoff throw. And so now 2 in scoring position here for the Bandits. And one swing could potentially tie this. Erin Koffel, Sunday against the Volts. Ended an 0-12 drought at the plate with an infield single in the bottom of the 7th. Her first hit since July 13th, and now a RBI opportunity here. She finds the hole. Zirkle will score, and Wallace not far behind her. There's the throw, and we're tied up at 2. A couple of RBI for Koffel.
Such simple softball. Get him on, get him over, and get him in. Erin Koffel not having to do too much here, kind of an inside-out swing. You can see her see that ball so deep, but she has the mindset at the plate, knowing the speed that is on the base paths, to hit the ball to the right side. If she gets it through the right side of the infield, 2-run score, that's exactly what happens.
How about 3 straight singles to produce 2 runs already here for the Bandits? And Koffel now alone in first place in the league. She's got 27 RBI. Gibson Horton swings at the second pitch she sees. Into right center field. And single after single after single after single, and still no outs.
Yeah, that's tough as a pitcher. Ball is well hit, but a little bit jammed here with how hard Danielle Gibson Horton can hit the ball. She's actually a little bit out in front there, actually. Erin Koffel was the one that was jammed, but if you're Alicia Ocasio, you're kind of like, man, those are not bad results. They're just finding holes. That's what's so tough about this league. Each hitter has such good barrel control.
Yeah, at this point, you know, the Blaze just looking for an out somewhere. Delaney Wiz. Another foul ball. Count stays at 0-2. She had the big hit the last time that the Bandits played the Blaze. July 9th, had the walk-off single in extra innings at the bottom of the 8th. We keep this pace up, we're like preparing for a 14-13 softball game here tonight.
It just feels like these teams are so familiar with each other, which they are. There's been a lot of A lot of games between these 4 squads here in AUSL with the Talons and Volts playing each other in Tuscaloosa right now. So there's really no secrets, especially we're at the end of the season, the last series of the regular season. So the scouting has been done.
Runners advance. Goffel to third base. Gibson Horton to second. On a wild pitch. Liz behind that one. The first strikeout for Ocasio.
See a big breath there from Ocasio. Needed this out. A little bit of a backdoor curve here. And the thing about Alicia Ocasio is no 2 speeds are the same with her. Everything spins differently. She can break it to all 4 quadrants and then also speed it up, slow it down, have that third speed. I'd like to see her start to use that off speed a little bit more.
As a pitcher, you talk about a third speed. I mean, is that really kind of what you want to max out?
You need to have a third speed in this league. So when you're talking about third speed, that usually means it's a kind of the tweener. So you have your high velo like that. That was some hard velo from Alicia Ocasio. It's going to be in the mid to upper 60s. Some pitchers in this league, like a Rachel Garcia or a Montana Fouts, is pushing 70. And then your changeup is usually going to be anywhere from 12 to 20 miles an hour slower. And so the third speed is kind of that 6 mile an hour slower than your hard stuff.
Well, a bunt single. Dayton beats out the throw here. And so now the base is loaded here with 1 out. And in steps Jordan Roberts. The Florida product. Just kind of knew that the Bandits might have an answer here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball to the third baseman. Checks the runner at home plate. Allows the run to score, makes the play at first base. And so the Bandits go up 3-2.
I thought that maybe Bailey Klingler might have had a chance at a double play there. Almost looked like she kind of got the ball rolled up on her wrist and couldn't get a good grip. So you want to make sure that you do at least get 1 out, and she does. But I feel like that was a ball that maybe the Blaze defensively could have turned to very easily.
Kind of decided mid-ground ball what she wanted to do there in the hot corner. Here's Sarah Willis. Pitch too much outside. Well, a big bottom of the first. And Sarah Willis in the DP spot tonight for the Bandits. They're missing a couple of key names. Just their second at-bat of the season, and a ground ball to the first baseman nets to end the inning. But the Bandits, off of 5 hits, get 3 runs to take the advantage over the Blaze, 3-2. Is sponsored by Mizuno here in Rosemont, Illinois. The final couple of days of the regular season. Now for the first year of the Athletes Unlimited Softball League. Here at Jenny Finch Way, I know you can appreciate that.
Oh yeah, can I get a bear down?
I had to type that in for my ride to the stadium today.
It is so cool.
It's very cool to type in Jenny Finch Way.
Yep.
What else is really cool is to see all the youngsters, all the fans. I mean, the second that they open up the stadium doors, the seats are packed.
Yeah, there were hundreds of fans that beat me to the ballpark. I was like, oh, am I late? Let me check this game time. Do I have the time wrong? No, they were just here ready to go.
Mackenzie Clark will lead things off here for the Blaze. It's the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the top of the second. McQuillan, a 24-pitch first inning. Both runs actually unearned. Pitch is inside. What would you like to see more from McQuillan here in the second?
Yeah, just spreading the plate. I feel like Taylor, when she is her best, it's when she is fearless against right-handed hitters. So I love that pitch in tight to Mackenzie Clark. She's so good away as well, but you have to have something to set up that away pitch. And it's usually that lefty on righty matchup going in tight with that curve. And then, of course, she can let her outside stuff run.
McQuillan, of course, had to hit the reset button after the error that kept the first inning alive. And Blaze tagged her and her team with a couple of runs. That's hard to do, right, as a pitcher?
100%. But if there's one thing, if you're a Bandits pitcher, you know that your team offensively is going to have your back. This is a team that scores.
Yeah, just like that. Now she's throwing with the lead in the top of the second. And the first free base, the first walk of the game for McQuillan.
First baseman, number 34, Devin Netz.
Devin Netz, next batter up in the 8th spot. Connects but foul.
Couple of Wildcats here battling it out. Taylor McQuillan and Devin Netz, very familiar with one another.
Backhander, diving stop, and an errant throw there at second base. Koffel couldn't handle it. And that allows Clark to advance to third base and taking the extra base. Heads up there by Netz. So 2 in scoring position.
This was almost an amazing play by Skylar Wallace. The throw just a little bit off from Erin Koffel, who was receiving this ball. I love Skylar Wallace going down to her knee, and I think she just gets rid of it a little bit too soon. I think she had more time than she realized. Ball gets away, and Mackenzie Clark has so much speed, no hesitation. And I like the aggressive approach from Devin Netz going ahead and taking second.
A bouncer, they're going to test her again. The tag is made by Wallace. But hang on. Dropped the ball and dropped herself too, quickly to the dirt.
She's in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of contact with Wallace going to tag Devin Netz, but it was almost when she was coming down, which makes me nervous because that was a no contact injury.
Yeah, it's that right leg, that right ankle that is of concern right now for everyone.
I love the support out in the huddle. You see the 2 coaches, Elisa Goller, kind of just out there with a little bit of protection, one big family. This is their star player.
Yeah. You think about the implications too, Skylar Wallace, your starting shortstop with the championship series on the horizon here for the Bandits. And Wallace gingerly walking off that right ankle, that right leg.
Well, that's good to see. So goes for the tag with Devin Nets, and oh, right there, you could see it when she landed, her right foot just completely rolls over. Oh, man. Hoping for the best for Skylar.
Yeah, so a huge loss right now for the Bandits, at least here for tonight. You know, offensively and defensively. Got your leader, one of your leaders in the infield. And we opened up our broadcast talking about how hot her bat was in the series last weekend.
You lose her briefly. Hopefully that, you never know how severe the injury is or could be, but you lose her here in the lineup offensively, but also defensively. That is your captain in the infield who has held down the shortstop position for the majority of this season. The Bandits do have some other infielders. I'm interested to see who they shift around. Aaron Koffel can play shortstop. Delaney Wiz could play shortstop. Sydney McKinney was a shortstop at Wichita State, so they have some options. We'll see who they use here today.
Well, Stacey Newman-Denise, I mean, and this is, when we talk about kind of walking, very gingerly these last two games and the last 2 days of the regular season, you're contemplating, which starters to play. You want to be healthy going into the weekend for that championship series against the Talents.
Now, there are definitely some starters that are not in this lineup for the Bandits, so you and I were kind of chatting about that. Is that a little bit of a strategy? Going into Champ Weekend, the Bandits have secured their spot. They know they will be playing for the AUSL Championship this weekend. And so that's tough to navigate. You still want to compete. You want to win. You want to keep your team morale up. You want to be feeling as good as you can, but at the same time, you want to maybe rest some players who feel like maybe I need a little bit of a day off or a week off, like whatever you need, whether it's mentally or physically. And so I'm thinking about Bubba Nichols, who is not in this lineup. Sydney McKinney is not in this lineup. Those are two starters.
Yeah, totally. And so they moved around the infield because of the Skylar Wallace injury. You saw Koffel is at the shortstop position. Wiz has moved over from third base to second base. And Willis is your new third baseman. As the leadoff hitter in this lineup, Otis drives one but foul. And so there's your change on the left side of the infield. Koffel shifting over from second base. That's a fair ball. Threading the third baseline all the way to left field. And a one-out single for Otis.
So, of course, Sarah Willis, who is now playing third, like you were talking about, the ball finds you. It's coming right to you. I don't know if I've ever seen Sarah Willis play third base. We saw her play outfield a little bit when she was at UCF. Also saw her hit briefly, but this is a pitcher who we know for her arm, not for her defense necessarily, but Coach Newman-Denise moving some pieces around because they need to.
Yeah, Willis in the lineup as the DP and now playing third base. The first time in the field this season. Remember, she only had 2 at-bats coming, or her second at-bat was tonight. And so the fun you get when you've locked in a championship spot and you're down to the final 2 days of the regular season. Hard driven ball by Leach to left center and around the bases and scored. Ties it at 3. And just patient at bats for the Blaze. Check that. They go up 4-3. Couple of runs scored in the top of the first and a couple of runs scored in the top of the second. Klingler is your next batter up. The leap single, Andrews scoring. I was kind of joking about it being 14-13 here tonight, but that could be a reality between these two teams.
We are trending that way. A lot of offense.
There's been a lot of offense in this series. The first 6 games coming into tonight, combining for 88 runs. 16 home runs, by the way, if you like the long ball. So far, 9 combined hits, 8 singles, 1 double. Klingler finds the gap all the way to the wall. It's Otis who scores, and a couple get in. A diving play there at the plate. And another couple runs here for the Blaze. And they've played at 4 in the top of the second.
Yeah, back and forth we go. Bailey Klingler, just such a sweet swing. There is no pitch that Bailey Klingler cannot get to. Ball off, not a bad spot from McQuillan, but Bailey Klingler just gets barrel to ball and hits it exactly where she wants. Right center gap, outside pitch, sees it deep. That's how you do it.
A couple of RBI double there for Klingler. And her 6th double of the season. On a goal with a chance to send her home. Cole takes one deep, high, and out of here. The rookie keeps rolling. A 2-run shot and her 4th home run of the season.
Anna Gold continues to be one of my favorite rookies. I'll say it. She has been dynamite. Defensive, check. Offensive player, check. Look at this swing, just gets into it. Her hips sequenced perfectly. Her hands follow. It almost looked like she was sitting on something inside with how sweet that swing was. Not fooled at all. Got her swing off. Absolutely out of here.
You look at her stat line, it says rookie, but she doesn't have the poise or the composure of a rookie here this year. And the Blaze have plated 6 in the top half of the second. Kowalik is your next batter up. And remember, she had the RBI double in her first at-bat. We got a pitching change. Odyssey Alexander, a 2023 Athletes Unlimited champion, gets the call in the circle right now in a tough spot.
Yeah, this just feels like, you know, 2 teams who are in completely different spots, right? You know that the Bandits are headed to the Champ Series. They still have more softball ahead of them this week. And for the Blaze, this is it. These 2 games and their season is over. And they just have a lightness to them right now. And of course, on the flip side for the Bandits, you have your star player, your star shortstop go down. And what we saw from Skylar Wallace, which was still this inning. This inning is a very long one. And so that's kind of a damper on the team. Odyssey Alexander, another veteran, a righty, brings heat. Getting her a little bit of work. Following Taylor McQuillan.
She's got the 5th best ERA that you saw there in the league. Her 4 wins here this year, already tied her with the 4th most. Kayla Kowalik is your batter. One for one on the day. Had that RBI double in the first inning. Alexander catches the outside corner.
Odyssey's best pitch is that tail away screw rise combo. She is lethal to left-handed hitters. Has a ton of run, good velocity, can touch 70 miles an hour. Trying to find the strike zone there.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
And she walked her. A 1-out walk. Leah Binford next up. Grounded out on her first time up.
It's been so fun to see Aaliyah Binford join AUSL. It was a late pickup, got picked up mid-season. Was a phenomenal collegiate player at Baylor and at Ole Miss. Of course, led Ole Miss to their first ever Women's College World Series appearance. And the season started, she was a name that I was like, man, she really needs an opportunity in this league. And when she did get the call for the Blaze, I was pumped. I called a ton of her games in postseason, kind of followed her actually from regionals to supers, and then got to watch her in the World Series. And I was like, this player needs a chance. She is dynamic in the circle. She's dynamic in the box offensively. And I just feel like that kind of player, when you can affect the game in so many different ways, fits this league so well. Smaller rosters, you can contribute on both sides of the ball. You have a couple of two-way players in this league. You think of a Rachel Garcia or a Devin Netz. These are players that you want on your roster. And also you just want that youth factor, right? This is someone that was peaking at the right time, her senior season. You want that youth in this league. And this Blaze team is very young.
There goes the runner. The throw is made. The out is made. On the money throw by Jordan Roberts. And Kowalik just kind of trots back to the dugout with her hands up in the air.
Yeah, you could see Kowalik look over to head coach Elisa Goller saying, should we think about it? But with how many runs they've scored in this inning, I think maybe just kind of eat it, save your challenge if you need it later. But that was a cannon from Jordan Roberts.
Couple of outs this inning on the base pass. Every batter has actually reached this inning.
Now we are going to have a challenge.
The Bandits want to challenge the out call at second base. The play is under review.
Each coach has the capability of making a coach's challenge twice in a game. Did the runner leave early?
I think the Blaze are challenging this, that Kowalik was safe. And I think that's why you saw Coach Newman Denise come out of the dugout and was kind of fiery about maybe how long it took for the Blaze to initiate this challenge. It felt like the moment was kind of past, right? For the Blaze to go for the challenge, and then ultimately here we are going for the challenge. It's a lot closer than I thought it was, I'm going to be honest. Look at it one more time, but
is there enough to overturn it?
Exactly. Great transition from behind the plate. Jordan Roberts, and good tag. Got to shout out Erin Koffel, who's the new shortstop for the Bandits, replacing Skylar Wallace. And I think she might get in there. This might be overturned. Is there enough? I don't know.
Cameron Ellison, our home plate umpire.
I'll tell you, Stacey Newman-Denise is not going to be happy if this is over.
I think you're right. She did jump out there and was arguing.
Okay.
So the call stands. And the Blaze will have one more coach's challenge left to use here tonight.
And say now as a coach for the Bandits, now you're happy because your opponent team burned a challenge. Quick swing of emotions there.
Yeah, and then you get a strikeout.
There you go.
Here to end the inning. But plenty of damage has been made. 6 runs scored in the top of the second, including this one.
Anna Gold, she's in contention for Rookie of the Year because she's done this entire season. Flames up big.
The time is right now. Get ready.
It is going to be legendary. This is what this first year is all about, forming rivalries. Bandits, talent.
It's exciting. It's the AUSL Championship, a best-of-3 series to be held July 26th through 28th at the University of Alabama's Rhodes Stadium. And you look at the comparison between the Bandits and the Talons statistically here this year.
Very well balanced, but the pitching edge is definitely going to the Talons. You think of Georgina Korick and Montana Fouts and what they've been able to do, leading the league. That tops the league in terms of all the pitching categories. And then, of course, we've talked about it. We'll talk about it again, the Bandits and their offense. So it sets up very well. And those two teams, when they have gone up against each other in the regular season this summer, it has been a back-and-forth affair. Not one team has dominated. So I would be shocked if we do not see that series go to 3. Shocked. I predict it's going 3.
You got an early favorite since you're in predictions here?
Oh, man. I'm going to lean offense, but here's the wild card now. Is Skylar Wallace going to be healthy?
Yeah.
It completely changes the lineup if Skylar Wallace is not healthy for them. Completely changes the lineup.
Game 1 coming up on Saturday. theausl.com/how-to-watch. You can see it there in terms of taking in all the great softball coming up this weekend. Now that's 6 innings that the Blaze put up in the top of the second. You would guess it would be a season high, and you'd be right. They tied their season high with those 6 runs in an inning for the 3rd time here this year. The league high is 7 in an inning by the Talons against the Blaze.
Yeah, I remember that game. I was calling it. Chattanooga, and I don't remember exactly what the score was, but it was like 17-16 or something like that. Hopefully we're not going to have that type of a score here tonight, but it's trending high.
Corey McMillan will be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters here for this potent offense for the Bandits. You've got a lot of work to do here at the plate. That pitch in for a strike. Boy, that top half lasted a long time when you factor in the 6-run score, the injury time. Ocasio had a lot of time in the dugout to sit and wait.
Yeah, there was a little bit of everything. That's always the fun thing to handle as a pitcher when your team is having a long offensive inning. You're like, yes, keep scoring. But then also at the same breath, you're like, okay, now I need to go re-warm up. Bummer. But keep scoring. Loving that.
Ground ball to the second baseman, Leach.
Ooh.
Got her.
Ooh, that was close.
It was close.
I think we might have a challenge here.
The Bandits are challenging the out call at first base. The play is under review.
We do, in fact, have a challenge.
You can see where Aubrey Leach, she was, in my opinion, that's too far for a flip. You got to make sure that you have a great hand on it. I think she was struggling to get the ball out of her glove into her throwing hand for that flip. And that one replay did look like the call will be upheld, in my opinion.
Where the Blaze lost their challenge at the top half of the inning. This is the Bandits' first of 2 challenges that they can use.
The call at first base is upheld. The runner is out. Each team is now challenged 1 time.
2 challenges and 2 challenges lost here so far. So the call stands and the out is made.
Umpires 2, coaches 0.
Video review, right?
You gotta know they keep score, right? I'm sure they keep score.
Yes.
What are our averages?
Might be a thing.
What are our averages on these replays?
Brings up the top of the lineup, Morgan Zirkle. This is the dangerous part, and Zirkle takes one deep, drives one to left center, and out of here. A solo shot for Zirkle. Ninth of the season and cuts this lead in half. Her league-leading 9th home run of the season.
Can't keep getting away with this. How is she doing this? So much power, Morgan Zirkle. I cannot talk about this enough. What a breakout season a veteran is having. This is a player who has been a professional hitter for a long time. She's a head coach at Marshall. That's how much of a veteran player she is, and this is the best she has ever looked. Offensively, I'm going to say it, the best hitter in the league is Morgan Zirkle. If you would have asked anyone before this season, who is going to be your breakout star? I don't know. I'm not saying Morgan Zirkle, but now, of course, we all are.
Okay, with the Skylar Wallace injury, we have a little bit of a change in the lineup here. So now it is Nichols Camarena who has entered the game in the lineup in that 2 spot. Thought she was going to get the night off possibly, and she lines one to left field.
Bubba's going to be one of those players that I'm going to keep my eye on this weekend if Skylar Wallace is not healthy for the Bandits, because Bubba Nichols can play infield as well. She's a dynamic player. Of course, you have to have her bat in the lineup. She is an everyday starter for the Bandits. Of course, like you talked about, did not start this game. But there's definitely going to be some moving pieces. But one piece that you cannot move, Morgan Zirkle. She is staying right where she's at in that leadoff spot. My goodness.
Is that your player of the year?
Oof. Yeah, she is.
He acted like it was a tough question, and then you had a quick answer. I love it. Fly ball trying to drop in, and the center fielder Andrews checks it down. And the solo shot, the only damage that this powerful Bandits offense could produce.
Let's watch it one more time. This is the league leader in home runs. There is not a pitch Morgan Zirkle cannot take out of the ballpark right now. She is red hot.
If there are cute kids in the crowd, we're going to find them.
Always.
Always, and we found them walking around. What great merchandise, first of all. We've got the braiding bar ready.
I will be hitting up the braiding bar tomorrow.
You will, tomorrow?
Yeah.
And what kind of braid you going to go with?
I don't know. I kind of let them surprise me. It has been...
Oh, they get the choice.
Totally. Yeah, you can... I mean, they do have a menu that these young sluggers can go out there and braid. They do. They have a braiding menu.
I love it. I love it.
Side braid, the double braid, maybe like a fishtail or something. But
okay.
it's been so fun to see all of the young players. There's a lot of little leaguers here, some club ball players, and just kind of taking in the vibes. There's a lot of players going down there to get their hair braided, just like you see, you know, the players on the field. They have their hair braided, so the youngsters got to get theirs done as well.
Why not? It's brilliant marketing, if you ask me. Mackenzie Clark will lead things off for the Blaze, who have doubled up the Bandits here so far as we head to the top of the third. Tonight, Clark has walked and scored a run in the second. I mean, we saw all those youngsters here in the crowd, and you were just, I loved hearing your thoughts about just getting to kids early to watch softball early.
No, it's so true. I cannot stress enough that if you like softball, you want to play softball, you have to watch softball. Have to watch it, whether it's on TV, which, I mean, I'm so jealous of this generation. I did not have the luxury of, you know, opening up a phone and watching any game that I wanted at, you know, any time, which is what we can do now. I love that for our sport. So I was out there doing it in person, right? Jenny Finch was playing when I was 10 years old, was not missing a game. Absolutely not. So if you're a youngster out there, that is how, number one, you have a passion for the game, and number two, you learn and you watch and you emulate. What does Odyssey Alexander look like? What does Devin Netz look like? Okay, can I do that? Let's go home and practice.
Clark hit by a pitch. It brings up Netz at the plate. Kenzie Fowler just sitting there at Arizona softball game, scoring, sitting in the stadium. I can picture it. I love it.
So they actually had an amazing thing that Arizona did. They had bingo. And, you know, you had a little punch card, and it was how I learned scoring, and it was how I learned, you know, what the defenses were and what a double play was. And you're 10 years old, and I'm asking my mom and my dad, I'm like, is that a double play? Is that a fly out to center field? Yes. Okay, me punch in, you know, my bingo card here, B39. And then if you won bingo, you won a prize. And so, of course, competitive juices are flowing. I'm wanting to win that prize, so I need to make sure my scorekeeping is correct. And that is how I learned the game of softball. Not even joking.
Yeah.
10 years old playing bingo, bothering my mom and dad.
Your scorekeeping is impeccable here, by the way. Meanwhile, I got to make a correction. Not a hit by pitch, but a walk here to Clark. A free pass there to Clark. No strikes this inning for Alexander on 7 pitches. There you go. On the first 6 pitches, she was trying to hunt down that first strike.
Well, this is exactly how last inning started for the Blaze. A walk to Mackenzie Clark, and we all know exactly what happened. 6 runs were scored for the Blaze.
A tie to season high. You factor in a coach's challenge and an injury here to Skylar Wallace, and it was an extended half inning. So if you're just joining us, Skylar Wallace exited with an injury for the Bandits. A hard ground ball up the middle, and so 2 on with no outs. And a single to Netz.
We haven't talked about this yet, but Devin Netz was drafted by the Bandits. The Big 12 Player of the Year coming from Arizona. Started the first half playing for the team in the other dugout and was involved in a trade with Danielle Gibson Horton, who was on the Blaze, and now quick switch of a uniform, and now you're playing against the team that you started your rookie season with.
Here's Andrews at the plate. Grounded into that fielder's choice. Also scored a run in the top of the 6th. Foul tips it, 1-1 the count. Mentioned she had a really good last weekend series against the Talons. Batted .522 last weekend in that 9 spot. Another strike call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball to center field, tracks it down, is Zirkle, and the runner tags and advances over to third.
I think that's Bubba out there now. There has been a lot of defensive movement here for the Bandits. So Morgan Zirkle, I wish I had binoculars. I think she's out on the left now. Yep, there's
Yeah, your
Bubba.
binoculars are working well.
Okay.
They're switching everything around on us.
Well, this is one of those games for the Bandits where you have the luxury to try things. This game for them Doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of record. The Talons have already secured home advantage. You know who's going to be in the Champ Series. You know who you are playing. This is a game that you can, number one, use as a tune-up, and then number two, try some things. If you have a backup at a certain position, now's the game to do it. And so, unfortunate for the Bandits, they are having to do that because of the injury to Skylar Wallace.
Zirkle is in left field. And you saw Bubba there in center field. That ball is foul.
No, he's tough.
Boy. It gotta be.
He's tough.
And to round out the outfield, Dayton's in right field. Back to Alexander, who makes the play. 2 outs.
Second baseman, number 75,
Aubrey Leach with 2 outs at the plate. That's sitting at second base. Leach comes into this at bat. Look out again.
Everyone's on lookout now.
Yeah. Stay heads up over there.
There's a lot of youngsters that have their gloves ready, and they are just wanting that ball to come to them. There's a lot of gloves in this ballpark, and I love that. And the great thing about AUSL is you get to keep it. If you chase down that foul ball or make a catch, you get to keep it. Now, it's not an out like the Savannah Bananas, but you do get to have a souvenir to take home. Can you imagine?
That'd be great.
I love that.
They just change all the rules.
It's awesome.
The teams have combined tonight. 12 runs, 13 hits. There's a couple of errors. Plenty of action, plenty of scoring.
This is an out that Odyssey Alexander needs right now.
Leach just couldn't get around on it. Made good contact, he heard it.
If Aubrey Leach is able to get on base, or of course we know what kind of hitter she is, she can easily drive in 2 more runs. The Blaze right now, they're in the heart of their order, 2, 3, 4 here.
Oh, right back at Alexander, the comebacker. And the play can't be made at third base. And the Blaze score a run. Clark comes around for the 9th run of the game. Boy, there's not much you can do if you're Alexander on that one.
Oh, she is incredibly lucky that that ball hit her where it did. Just like our gentleman in the stands a couple of pitches prior, she's tough. Ain't no thing.
Shake it off, as our friend Taylor Swift likes to say, that I heard plenty
My
of
gosh. Okay,
here
now.
in the pregame.
Got it. There's been a lot of Taylor, and I love that.
So a single here to Leach, runners at the corners, 2 outs, and it brings up Klingler. Are they just checking to see if Alexander's okay?
Well, what's curious to me is she did not take any warm-up pitches after she got hit. She stood around a little bit, she caught her breath, but she didn't take one warm-up pitch to check if her leg was all right. Looks like she's holding her hand there. And now I'm curious, did that ball get a little bit of her hand when it came back to her leg? That's where her hand would have been. It would have been down by her hip.
Remember, the Bandits have already lost their starting shortstop here with Skylar Wallace.
You can see her shake her head right there. Not good. Oh, man. This is not what you want to see if you are Stacy Newman, Denise, or a Bandits fan.
Remember, Taylor McQuillan started the game here for the Bandits. And you see the bullpen is hot. Kilfoyle and Kennedy. And it looks like they will call on Lexi. All right, so our third Bandits pitcher here tonight. And we will step aside for a bit. All right, our third pitcher here for the Bandits. And it's Kilfoyle. Her 15th appearance, a 5-1 record. Well, the third best ERA in the league, the second most innings pitched, 45 1/3 here so far in the regular season. You got to think that maybe, you know, I mean, you always have to be ready, but I think Lexi might have been thinking maybe I get a night off
100%.
here tonight.
This is the ace of this staff, and she has a good arsenal. You see a lot of drop balls from Lexi, a power pitcher, keeps the ball down in the zone. But to your point, I'm guarantee you she did not think she was going to be pitching in this game. Just because of what's at stake, you're already kind of thinking a little bit about this weekend. You just can't help it. Is the championship, the first ever in this league. You cannot help but think about that championship, and you are going to be a part of it. But then here comes a quick series with the Blaze, who are right now playing their best softball of the year and feeling good, feeling light, swinging freely.
There goes the runner and trying to create some chaos here defensively for the Bandits. That's Leach reaching second base. And so Nets at third, Leach at second, 2 outs.
I would not want to pitch to Bailey Klingler. She would frustrate the heck out of me. She just has the ability to hit anything. That ball was way out of the batter's box, and she just, or out of the river, I should say, and she just got her barrel to it.
The 1-2.
Ooh,
That was close.
might have been strike 3.
2-2 the count. Klingler flew out in her first at bat, and a couple RBIs double in the second inning. Now she's hunting that corner. Good at bat here for Klingler. Six pitches thrown here so far. soft fly ball. We'll call it to left field, foul.
Just so tough to strike out because she just gets to every ball that you're throwing at her. This is why she was a finalist for Player of the Year her senior season at Washington. Just did not strike out ever.
Ground ball to the third baseman. And the Bandits get out of it. The Blaze pick up a run and a 9-4 advantage. And coming up, we got a treat for you. We will talk to the rookie, Anna Gold, who's already gone deep here tonight. We'll see what she's got to say for us in the field coming up. All right, it is a 9-4 advantage for the Blaze over the Bandits. The 7th time these two teams have met. Kenzie Fowler, Lisa Byington with you tonight from Rosemont, Illinois. The big bat from the rookie. Earlier in the second inning, Anna Gold went yard here tonight.
Her 4th of the season was a big one, a no doubter. I feel like she's gotten better every single game, and we get to talk to her a little bit.
Yeah, Anna is mic'd up for us. Anna, let's start there. What did you see in that at bat?
Here you go. You got it. Okay. Here we go. Here we go.
Now we'll get her.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, let her do
That's
her
all right.
homework.
We'll let you multitask. I mean, you got important things to do.
Yeah, my first at bat, I saw the changeup good. I was just a little early, so I knew coming up my second at bat that if I got it, I was just gonna wait a second longer, and that's what happened.
You're playing shortstop tonight. We've seen you a lot at third. What do you like better? What's the difference, I guess, between the two?
I really don't know if I can decide which one I like better.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like some days it's short, some days it's third, but I feel like at third you might get a little bit more action, which I really like. I like making plays.
Especially with the short gamers that we see for the Bandits.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about your rookie season.
Yeah.
We're kind of coming to a close here, right?
Yeah.
How has it been? Take us through it.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I love it so much. It's gone by so quick. I wish it was a little bit longer.
Yep.
But yeah, just playing with the girls around me, there's so much talent, being able to learn from them. It's been one of the best experiences of my life.
Gibson Horton, foul ball. Yeah, all the fans got to pay attention. The foul balls are humming here tonight.
Ellie.
Anna, you're doing a good job multitasking here. You don't get this at the college level, being mic'd up like this while you're playing.
No, we haven't. I was a little bit. Ellie.
Off the glove of Ocasio.
Dang. All right, let's turn it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Ellie, here we go. Yeah, I was definitely a little bit nervous my first time getting mic'd up, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. I actually enjoyed it, so I was looking forward to this next one.
Anna, what is something, I want you to brag about yourself a little bit because you have been phenomenal this season. I don't know if you know that, but I'm telling you right now, you have been a standout.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell us about what is something that maybe you are most proud of from this year of yourself.
Yeah, I think I really did not put any pressure on myself. I feel like I tend to do that a lot, but I really wanted to make sure that I remind myself that I'm so prepared for every moment I step into, and that gives me my confidence. So I think that's what helped me a lot.
Was there someone on the team that maybe helped you settle in a little bit more as a rookie, maybe a veteran?
I mean, I could name every single one of these players on this team. They've just been so welcoming. They've been amazing to me and all the rookies, and I'm just so grateful to be surrounded by them. Gibson
Horton at first base after the error by Ocasio, and 2-2 now the count to Wiz.
Well, Anna, I was wondering about if you were going to join AUSL in the All-Star Cup. Are you going to be playing in that?
Yes, I am.
Ooh.
I'm very excited for it. I'm excited to meet all the other players on the teams. So, yeah, I'm excited for that and just continue to compete and continue to play.
Wow.
Yeah, very excited.
Well, the announcement, I think, is coming out on Thursday of who everyone is playing with that, but we know that Anna will be playing
through the 5-6 hole.
Here we go.
Anna, not much you could do about that.
Here we go. I got you here. Yeah, Obs. I do not know anything about it, I'll be honest. I'm just along for the ride. Whatever team I get put onto, I'll be happy with it. Yeah, we haven't really gotten much information, but I'm sure we will pretty shortly.
I want to pick your brain here after this pitch on the situation. You have a lefty at the plate. Who has the steal at third?
Yeah, so if the batter squares for a bunt, then that means I would have third base. And if she doesn't, that means that Bailey will have it.
Is that something that you're constantly talking to Bailey about?
Yeah, I think it's just something we know at this point.
Yep.
I think at this level, that's just something that is routine.
Yep.
And if something changes, we'll communicate that.
Here's the 1-1 to Dayton. You
Yeah,
hear
leave
that?
that, babe.
You hear that good communication. Gibson Horton at second base, Wiz at first base.
Maybe tell the young ears out there how important it is to communicate, and not only with Bailey, but also your catcher about who has third on a steal or who has third on the bunt.
Yeah, I think it's so important. Communication is one of the main keys of a good softball team, because if you don't have that, then things can start to domino effect and fall apart. So really making sure you're talking between each pitch, just making sure you know what you're doing before the pitch is thrown.
We'll let you go a little bit here, Anna. Play's made at first base, but the runner is safe.
Dang.
And so it loads the bases here with no outs.
Good. Nothing you can do about that. We're good, here we go.
So
We're
much speed,
forward.
Bella Dayton, just a little tap and go situation, but you heard from Anna right there, really
Hey,
nothing
we're
that you can do about it.
An infield single for Bella Dayton, loads the bases. Gibson Horton advances over to third, Wiz to second.
Bailey, this way, coming to you.
Okay, so now different situation up. You have a right-handed power bat versus the speedy Bella Dayton. I see you backing up a little bit more. You guys going for maybe a double play here?
Yeah, since we're up 5 runs, we're back trying to get a double play. You know, if the game was closer, we'd definitely be in trying to get the out at 4, but I think if the ball gets hit to me or Aubrey, we can definitely turn 2. Oh, good spot!
So I
Yeah,
also
Lily.
see that you guys defensively have the pitch comm. How clutch has that been, knowing what's coming? And
yeah, I love it. It's awesome. You know, I think my freshman year in college, we had the number system, which got a little confusing.
yeah.
You know, the coach would yell at the number, and you either couldn't hear them or you couldn't see the numbers. So this goes a lot smoother. I love it.
I want to break that down a little bit more. So
good, Lily, atta girl.
you're getting the pitch call of what Alicia is going to be calling, and then do you shift on what that pitch is going to be?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it also depends on the hitter. Like if they tend to be more pull, I'll shift more pull side. If they're more middle, then go more middle. And then, yeah, it depends on the pitch for sure. Inside, I'll go to my right, outside left, and then, yeah. It's also really dependent on the hitter too, which is something that we look at. Good! Atta girl!
How about Ocasio coming all the way back from a 3-0 count?
Does it ever fire you up when you get that pitch call and you're like, no, I know this is going to work right here, and then it does? Like, how fun is that as a defensive player?
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes I like imagine what the play is going to be like as the pitch is called, and sometimes it works out. But yeah, it's awesome. Good, atta girl.
And I want to ask about
Obs.
growing up.
Aubrey.
From that double play.
Here's Willis. Pops it up in the infield. 2 outs.
Anna, very quickly, last question for me is, how many sports did you play growing up?
I played 3 main ones. I played soccer, basketball, and then softball. But then also I played baseball when I was younger, so I guess you could say 4.
That's 4, absolutely. You count it.
Yeah.
And why did softball win over?
I think I was just honestly really good at it, and I enjoyed it a lot, being around with my friends. And I was in a baseball family growing up, so that definitely, I think, had some influence.
Corey McMillan at the plate.
Here we go, Lee.
Anna Gold is gracious enough to get mic'd up for us here in this half inning.
See you.
Anna with just one out here possibly before the inning's complete. We'll let you roll with it a little bit. Right up the gut. Speaking of rolling with it, McMillan gonna get 2 in. A 2 RBI single with a couple of outs. As Gibson, Horton, and Wiz score for the Bandits.
Another rookie here, Corey McMillan, man, just squares this up right up the middle. A little bit of a scary moment there coming back at Ocasio in the circle. Back and forth we go. Offensively, this game has it all.
Meeting at the mound here is it's now time for the Blaze to kind of recollect themselves. Again, Anna Gould, the rookie shortstop for the Blaze, is mic'd up for us. Lemley is the active pitcher in the bullpen.
We are at mid-action. Yep. Just gonna move along.
Here we go, Lee, here we go.
Circle swings at the first pitch. It's in foul territory, out of play. Well, Anna, take us through kind of that mound meeting. How do you guys kind of recollect yourself?
I think Alicia noticed, or she noted her mistakes, and she was like, I'm not gonna let that happen again, and she's just gonna go in there and compete, you know, because that's all she can do. Just continue to throw competitive pitches and let her know that we have her back and we're gonna make a play for her.
Well, Anna, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. Thank you guys for having me on.
As Anna Gould and the Blaze try to get out of this inning.
Here we go, Lee.
You know, with this offense that the Bandits aren't going to go away. Played in a couple runs here in the bottom half, and Zirkle flies out there to right field. So the Blaze still with a 9-6 advantage. 17 combined hits between these two teams.
Hey, at least we didn't say it.
We're back here at Rosemont, Illinois. Kenzie Fowler, Lisa Byington with you. It is a 9-6 score. The Blaze and the Bandits combining for 15 combined runs and 17 combined hits. Well, following the AUSL Championship, 60 players will compete for an individual championship in the AUSL All-Star Cup, a 21-game competition in August featuring the innovative Athletes Unlimited scoring system. Be there to experience the AUSL All-Star Cup live and in person. Visit theausl.com to buy your tickets today. And I believe you broke some news with that young lady.
Yeah, it was fun to chat with her a little bit, and yes, she will be joining that All-Star Cup, and as she should be. This is a player that you want to keep rolling in this league, a rookie that has absolutely been a standout defensively, offensively, you name it. And I don't know about you, Lisa, but she does not sound like a rookie. She sounds like a total pro. Like, she has got this thing down, and yeah, this is not her first rodeo.
I love the fact that we can mic up a rookie.
Totally.
And she didn't miss a beat.
Yep. I mean, she did say she was a little bit more nervous in the first mic'd up that she had earlier this year. So this one, she's like, okay, I got the flow of it now. I can talk and play at the same time. But incredibly hard to do, especially your first year, just trying to get your feet wet.
You guys had a great back and forth, just breaking down communication. You know, shortstop to third base, who's covering what. A lot more intricacies that go on and defensively than I think maybe more so than the casual softball fan realizes.
And she's constantly playing with Bailey Klingler next to her, who Bailey can play any position as well. So Bailey knows what it's like to play short. Anna knows what it's like to play third. And so, yes, you could hear the communication, but there's also just that silent communication of, I know exactly where you're going to be every single pitch.
The 1-2 to Gold, who tags Kilfoyle and goes deep for the second time tonight. Is this rookie for real? Her 5th home run of the season.
Man, how fun is she? It is just so light for her right now. This is not how you should be playing as a rookie. I'm sorry, you shouldn't. It shouldn't look this easy. And especially about who she just hit that home run off of.
Yeah, one of the best pitchers.
Is one of the best pitchers in the league. She's the best pitcher on this Bandits team. And Anna Gold with her 2nd big bomb of the night. Wow.
A 10-6 advantage. It's a fair ball is what they call, and the out is made against Kowalik. Well, a 2-run shot by Gold in the 2nd inning. A solo home run now in the 4th for her 4th and 5th home runs of the season. Gold is the 6th player with a multi home run game this year. And with the Blaze out of the championship series, these are the last few regular season games for Gold and her teammates.
We talked about this a couple of innings ago, but just 2 teams in completely different places, and you're going to be in a different mental space because of the places that they're at, with a team knowing that this is it for their season today and tomorrow, and another team knowing that they have something very big to be playing for this weekend.
Leah Binford struck out in her last time up. The story you told about her staying ready and getting the call and being ready with her pro opportunity and keeping herself in the lineup here for the Blaze. Struck out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 1st inning. Here's the 2-2.
When Aaliyah Binford swings, she swings angry, and that is a good thing. Does not get cheated. I have seen her hit some scorchers.
Attack the inside, and she strikes out twice here tonight. First time facing Kilfoyle.
Nice bounce back from Lexi after giving up the leadoff home run. 2 quick outs.
Brings up Mackenzie Clark. Rocket shot, foul, but just by inches.
That movement from Lexi Kilfoyle on that drop is just nasty. Working it in to these right-handed power bats for the Blaze. Looks like Jordan Roberts wanted another pitch inside, and maybe Lexi shook it there, trying to get on the same page with the pitch call.
Here's the 1-1 with 2 outs. A 1-hopper. Handled nicely by Koffel, but the runner safe. And an infield hit from Mackenzie Clark.
Yeah, Mackenzie Clark has so much speed from the right side, and that ball was hit kind of softly. It was a slow developing play. Nice effort deep in the hole by Erin Koffel, but while that ball is kind of slowly rolling up the infield, Mackenzie Clark is beating it out.
And again, Erin Koffel playing the shortstop position. Skylar Wallace went out with an injury in the second inning for the Bandits. You know, curious what the update for her will be. Even if she would be able to make a quick recovery and is healthy, I'd be surprised to see her tomorrow, right? With the weekend coming.
No reason.
Slow dribbler. Kilfoyle takes care of it. And the score stays 10-6. Well, Gold has been exactly that with the bat. Pure gold at the plate.
2 home runs. This was in the second. Big swing to left. And then how about another one here in the fourth? First one was a 2-run shot. This one a solo shot. Have a season on a Gold.
All right, we are down to the final 2 games and the final 2 days of the regular season. It's a historic season, and our new replica jerseys are the ultimate game day essential. The AU Pro Shop has you covered with select players, Nike on-field quality, and a versatile fit you'll love. Stock is limited, so make sure you shop now and rep your team in style. Visit us at shop.auprosports.com to purchase yours today. We were eyeing all the merchandise tents out there. You can get merch from all 4 teams available on site.
Here's the problem.
What's that?
Every time I go to the merch tent, they have new things. And that is not good for my wallet. I just can't help myself. They know what they're doing. Every time I'm like, oh, this water bottle's new. Didn't see that last week. Or, oh, this bag is new. Must have it. Anyway.
So your merchandise bag gets heavier, but your wallet gets lighter.
Exactly.
Is that how it works?
The bag, you buy the bag, and then you put your stuff in it. It's great.
Binford is your new pitcher here for the Blaze. Alicia Ocasio going 3 complete innings. Gave up 6 runs on 9 hits for Ocasio. A couple of strikeouts and 4 walks, or no walks. Well, you talked about Binford at the plate. What about Binford in the circle?
Just as fearless. Attacks the ball down in the zone with that drop ball. Has good velocity. And I like this move. Let's get the rookie some time in the circle. We haven't seen a ton of her because she was a late addition from the reserve pool. There you go.
1 batter up, 1 strikeout. How about that? Bubba Nichols Camarena. Not an easy batter to get out.
That is an Olympian. See a lot of drop ball and a lot of changeup. There's her change right there. Those are the 2 pitches, and she combos them so well. Tunnel the same, so they look like they're on the same plane, and then the changeup just falls off.
Koffel just sits on that pitch. Kentucky's all-time leader in home runs, RBI, and walks. An absolute stud in Lexington at the plate. Found that back for the second strike in this at-bat. It's become kind of comfy cozy there in the 3-hole for the Bandits this year. 17th start in the 3-hole. right behind what was a healthy Skylar Wallace. And of course, Morgan Zirkle in the leadoff spot. Drives one and it's snagged there at the second base spot by Leach. A Gold Glove winner there at second base.
That ball was smoked. That's one of those hits as a hitter, you can't even be mad about it. You cannot hit a ball better than what Erin Crawford just did. Just hit it right to Aubrey Leach. Had to leave her feet a little bit. Good extension, timed it well.
And 2 away for Danielle Gibson-Horton. Leach is having herself a good game here too, making that defensive play, a couple of hits at the plate here today. Gibson-Horton is 1 for 2, had the single, scored a run. And a ground ball, we'll see what Leach can do. She catches up to it, but can't make the transfer or the throw. And so we play on. And they'll score it a hit.
Yeah, she wanted that one. She wanted it bad. Deep in the hole would have been maybe the best play of the night. Just couldn't quite get it out of her glove. She had it, it was right there. Her angle to that ball though was perfect. Like, you have to have a perfect angle to even have a chance at that play.
If she could do it again, how would she do that differently?
I think just slow down her transition. That ball was hit pretty well, and she pumped a couple of times because she was trying to get the ball out of her glove so quickly, and sometimes you can just get ahead of yourself ever so slightly. You look up and you notice, oh, I have more time than maybe I realized, and your head going up, the ball not out of your glove just quite yet. Got to have it all come together.
Connects with it. It's a slow bouncing ball to third base. The first scoreless half inning, if you can believe it, coming in the bottom of the 4th. Your score, Blaze 10, Bandits 6. Well, these young fans are seeing plenty of offense. How about 16 combined runs, 20 combined hits between these two teams? And in fact, those 10 runs for the Blaze, the 6 runs for the Bandits either surpasses their season averages or just about matches their season averages after 4 complete.
I mean, this is what the Bandits have done all season long. This is a team that knows how to score. They put up runs, but I'm telling you, the Blaze, they're trending up. This is a team that is really bummed that their season is ending because they're playing the best that they have played this entire season. And you love that for them, finishing on a high note.
Well, we mentioned at the first 6 meetings, 88 combined runs, 127 hits combined. That's even coming into tonight. And here's their season averages, either surpassed it or right at their averages in terms of hits and runs. All offense all the time here tonight.
I was looking at the numbers before this series, and the Blaze, their numbers are up offensively and down on defense in terms of their pitching and their runs given up and their walks given up.
Well, they're a team that's been dealing with a lot of injuries, right? Arguably the most in the league, and now getting healthier. You see the improvement in the last 11 games coming into tonight.
No doubt. They were a team that just could not get all of their pieces on the field. I mean, you're talking about the #1 pick for the Blaze, Carly Hoover, we just have not seen all season long. She's been out with an injury, and Kaylani Ricketts missed some valuable time. Taylor Edwards, Bailey Klingler. I mean, those are key players. And so people are getting healthy now. You're getting that camaraderie. And to me, the story about the Blaze this year has been the rookies, and here we go.
A hard driven ball, yeah, well.
No way.
Otis, it lost a little bit.
No way.
It lost a little bit of punch.
I need to
the
check
wind
the
blowing
wind.
in just a little bit. You can tell from the center field flags, and Otis made it exciting.
No way.
The luck is blowing in.
I didn't check it. That's my bad. Off the bat, no wind. That ball's gone. Like, that ball was cranked and just died.
So 2 up and 2 down. Andrews strikes out. Otis flies out. And here's Leach. Swings at the first pitch. Drops one in down the right field line. And Leach will take 2. And it's a stand-up double here with 2 outs.
Here's a veteran, Aubrey Leach, and you were just talking about her and her at-bats. She was 3 for 3. Well, let's make it 4 for 4. Why not?
It's the second 4-hit game of the season for Leach. Yeah, perfect 4 for 4. As well as that gem of a defensive play in the previous half inning at second base. Bailey Klingler is your batter up next here for the Blaze. You know, we showed you the runs scored, hits total for both of these teams and their season averages, and normally the Bandits are pretty good when they score 6 or more in a game. Line shot at the first baseman. McMillan takes care of it and gets you out of the inning. It's worth another look.
The balls are hitting, or bats are hot. The balls are hitting super hard all over the field. And this ball, another one that's scorched, but Corey McMillan, she's all over it at first.
It was light in the sky, and now we are well into darkness here at Rosemont, Illinois, but we're having a good time. 16 total runs scored, 21 total hits here between the Blaze and the Bandits. And these kids just love it. Summertime, softball. Can't get much better than that.
I think that baby was up way past their bedtime.
Yes.
But the commitment, you have to respect it.
I know.
Like, I'm not missing my game.
If it was my baby, Jordan would be doing the same thing.
Hang in there, young one.
That's right. That's right. Now that is starting fans early. We talked about that at the beginning of the game.
I'm not even joking. That's how young I was when I started going to Arizona softball games.
Good for your parents. Shout out to your mom, too.
She would just put me under her legs.
Yeah. But shout out to your mom who's here on the trip with you.
My mom is here. She is here. She's been bugging me. She's like, man, you've been having all these fun trips. When are you going to bring me? And I was like, you know what? This is it. You're coming. We're going to Chicago for a couple of days. 2
more days left in the regular season. The premier professional women's softball league in the United States. It began in early June, on June 7th, and the final day of the regular season tomorrow, July 23rd. We're looking at Bella Dayton, 2 for 2 with a couple of singles here tonight, and pops it up in the infield. And Gold, with that communication, calls everyone off and makes the play for the first out.
It's a great shot right there. You look at Anna Gold, who's holding it down at short. Binford in the circle. Devin Etz was coming in on that huddle. All rookies in the infield. And then, of course, you add in Corby Otis. 4 true rookies out there defensively right now for the Blaze. And got to kind of start my thought about this last half inning, and Corby Otis kind of killed it when I thought she was hitting a home run, but it was just a can of corn in right field. But this has been a very young team, and it's kind of been one of those things where the injuries to the veterans have opened up opportunities for some young stars to really showcase their talents and show us what they've got. Think about a player like Binford getting a chance because someone on the Blaze has been injured, and so you go to the reserve pool and you say, this is who we need to fill this spot, and Aaliyah Binford's like, yes, call my name, I'm ready, I want to play pro. And then, to me, just Corby Otis and Anna Gold, that 1-2 punch, whether it's on defense or on offense, they just have not looked like rookies from game one. I have watched them a lot this summer.
What a change. Now 2 outs.
That changeup just so filthy. Down in the zone, you know that Jordan Roberts is looking down because that's what you scout when you think about what Alina Binford is throwing. She's going to give you that drop. She's going to give you that change. It's going to be low, but you still have to see it, and she just hides it so well.
Binford now with a couple of strikeouts here tonight. And this is Sarah Willis, who's also getting some valuable playing time here tonight and never played in the field. And for a hot second, she was there at third base for the Bandits after the injury to Skylar Wallace. 0 for 2 here tonight. And make it 0 for 3 as Binford goes hunting and ends the inning with back-to-back Ks.
Just frozen. Watch her flip this change, an off-speed pitch. You see the spin. Cannot paint it any better right there. I know the voting for a lot of awards for this AUSL season is going on right now, and I'm telling you, Anna Gold is really in contention for Rookie of the Year. With what she's been able to do on defense, she has been a consistent starter, and then her offense, she has gotten better every single weekend. And she's due up, and she's already had 2 home runs on the night. Not too bad.
The 2-run home run in the second inning, the solo shot just recently in the 4th. You look at the game summary as we head to the top of the 6th. Zirkle had the solo shot as well. But it's been the Bandits who have gone through 3 pitchers here tonight. I mean, I remember you talking about perhaps the Blaze going through the 4 pitchers here tonight, but it's the Bandits who've run into trouble. And it really kind of set the tone, perhaps. I mean, when I'm watching at the top of the 1st inning, you know, it just wasn't clean softball by the Bandits. Error committed, hard ground ball, the backhander by Wiz for out number 1.
Taylor McCullen got the start, and you know, you look at what the results were. Should have been a clean inning. It wasn't. The Blades were able to take advantage, and to your point, I feel like it just kind of spiraled from there offensively. Kind of get yourself going. There's been so much this season where I have seen whoever scores first, obviously a lot of times it's been the visitor, wins the game, and I just feel like it's been such a momentum season.
Having said that, it's interesting because the Bandits did respond in the bottom half of the 1st inning to take the lead, but then gave up what tied a season high 6 runs in the top of the 2nd to the Blaze. And out of 10 tries, the Blaze have won 4 of the 10 when they score first in a game here this year. Kowalik had another good bat. Foul ball. But playing at glove side, McMillan was ready. Right at Koffel, who had to take a moment. And who blames her?
Yeah, she did not catch that cleanly. Caught it, yes. Cleanly, no. And if you're Stacey Newman, Denise, you've just got to be holding your breath in that dugout. We have already seen 2 star players go down with injury in this game. First, Skylar Wallace, and then Odyssey Alexander. Looks like she's all right. Yeah.
Well, she's in that position because Skylar Wallace went out. Koffel was your starting second baseman.
There's so much to be said about being a utility or being a player that has played multiple positions and being ready. I mean, there's so many times where I had teammates, even in college, who, you know, came to Arizona and did not play third base and ended up being our starting third baseman, or did not play center field and ended up being our starting center fielder. And you just have to be well-rounded when you're young. You cannot be one-dimensional. You have got to feel the field, and you've got to see as much as you can. I mean, I was a 6-foot-tall pitcher, and when I wasn't pitching, sometimes my coach would have me at second base in club ball. Like, does that make sense? Probably not, but I was the best option at the time, and it made me a better athlete. Forced me to be a little bit quicker and think the game differently.
Yeah, and I'm curious, how is Kenzie Fowler as a second baseman?
She was consistent. I wouldn't say she was the speediest. You know, I'm not making plays like Aubrey Leach out there, but if it's to me, I'll get it. All right.
At 6 feet, I hope so. A high bouncing ball charging at it is Wiz. And charging to first base, Binford with the infield hit.
And Delaney Wiz is one of those players who, she's at second base right now. She was called upon when she was at UCLA to catch. She was a corner infielder, a first baseman and third baseman. Right now she's at second because we've talked about the defensive shift that the Bandits are having to do. But when Delaney was at UCLA, she had to learn how to catch for a year because that is the position that UCLA needed her to play. And she did it flawlessly. And that just is a credit to what kind of athlete she is. And I'm sure playing different sports growing up, and then of course playing different positions growing up. Not just camping out your entire, you know, youth at third base and calling it good. No, see the field. You never know.
Here's Mackenzie Clark. A single, a couple of walks. She's been hard to get out. One hopper to Gibson Horton. Quick innings here lately for the Bandits as they head back to the plate.
The time is right now. Get ready.
It is going to be legendary. This is what this first year is all about, forming rivalries. Bandits, talent.
The AUSL Championship Series with the Bandits taking on the Talons in Tuscaloosa, Alabama begins Saturday in a best-of-3 series. The Talons are the top seed, so they will be home for games 1 and 3. And here is what they did head-to-head. Dead even at 4-4 between these two teams.
Back and forth. You look at all of their stats, it's going to be good. The Talons, I think, have the edge in the circle with Georgina Korik, who arguably is the best pitcher in the league. And then the Bandits, we've talked about their offense.
That's why it's called the hot corner. And Klingler handles it.
This is not a game for weak ground balls. These balls are coming off of the bats so sharply on both sides. If you are a corner infielder in this game, you've got to be ready. Just the reaction time.
Morgan Zirkle, all kinds of success against the Blaze this year. 16 for 27 going into this at-bat. Multiple hits in all 7 games. including a single tonight and a solo shot, and one that drops in. That's going to be her third hit of the night. Make it a double, a single, a double, and a home run. You know what that means.
Let's go. Get Morgan Zirkle one more at bat. She can do it. If anyone can do it, it's Morgan Zirkle. She has so much speed, and then you combine it with the power that we've seen from her, and you can see that great break on the ball from Binford. It's breaking away. It's a drop ball, and Morgan Zirkle just sees it so deep. It was almost off the end of the bat, and she still scorched it.
Nichols Camarena at the plate. And Bubba wasn't in the starting lineup, but inserted after the injury to her teammate Skylar Wallace in the second inning. The 2-1. Bubba, of course, graduated from UCLA in 21, and earned her master's at UCLA in 24 as a grad assistant, and was a full-time UCLA assistant until recently. But this one taken deep to the wall, and the catch is made by Andrews, and the tag, so Zirkle advances over to third base. But boy, she gave that a ride.
Yeah, that is not an easy catch out there in center for Aaliyah Andrews. She's one of the best to do it at that position. You're going straight back against the wall, and it's not really one of those things where you have room to really drop step and go use your arm. It was straight at her. Kind of backing up with it and then getting it in very quickly.
One ball, one strike. Koffel had the one hit in the first inning, and then flew out in the second, lined out in the fourth. And chasing the outside pitch.
Be on the lookout for a changeup here. That's a big swing from Koffel. Goes back to the drop. Taylor Edwards now calling pitches behind the plate for the rookie Aaliyah Binford in the circle. You can see Binford just shaken until she gets the pitch that she wants. Here's the change. It's a fun dynamic because you have a catcher behind the dish and Taylor Edwards, who's a pro's pro. I mean, this is one of the oldest players, and I say that with so much love. One of the oldest players in this league, and has been doing it for such a long time, and getting to work with a rookie here, fresh off the college game.
Hard ground ball. Klingler has been active here in this inning, makes the play, and we head to the top of the seventh. Still a 10-6 advantage for the Blaze. The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is sponsored by Mizuno. These are my favorite shots. Excited kids everywhere. The second to last day of the regular season. Look at this. How awesome is that? Hang on.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on.
Did she finish? I hope so.
Of course she did.
Got back up.
You
Back
fall
on the
down,
horse.
you get back up.
Back on the horse, yeah.
That's right. Get back up on the horse, literally. Blaze 10, Bandits 6. Kenzie Fowler, Lisa Byington with you. An exciting time here in the softball world as we wrap up the regular season. And year number 1 of the Athletes Unlimited Softball League took a tour of 10 major cities in the United States. And we got a pitching change with Willis in the circle.
Ooh, that changeup.
And looking pretty good, too.
Oh, man. She has one of the slowest changeups in the league, and you saw it right there. Just completely full ton of hitters with that pitch. Pulls the string, goes back to it.
Oh, wow.
Will she go 3 in a row?
What's your bet?
Yeah, I would. You see the first swing and a miss, okay, and then you see another swing and a miss with not a ton of adjustment from Kaylee Harding, who's now pinch hitting.
Pinch hitter.
There it
All
is.
kinds of you called it. What a strikeout.
Wow. You really do not see 3 changeups in a row very often. It's so rare. It's so hard to do. And you can see the spin and how far out in front Kaylee Harding was. And because of the spin, Jordan Roberts is not even able to handle it in her glove. It spins out, able to get the throw down easily at first base. But that's just the result of what Sarah Willis is turning on that change.
So now it's Aaliyah Andrews. So we've seen Willis as the DP. We've seen Willis as a third baseman briefly. And now we see Willis as the pitcher through the 5-6 hole. And a single for Andrews.
I believe that Willis was also at first base for an inning, too. So let's just keep it moving.
I never good was counting above 3 positions. You know, you get to 4 different spots, and now you've lost me.
No, there was so much movement in that like 3rd inning. Oh my goodness.
And the top of the 7th here, and the Blaze trying to tack on a couple extra runs. Yeah, Sarah Willis, there it is. 4 different positions tonight.
Absolutely,
Good
yes.
call, my partner.
Like it was brief. She was over there, but it was brief.
Well, with that Andrews hit, now every Blaze starter, by the way, has a hit now as part of this 13-hit night. Another strike, 1-2 the count. Here to Otis. It's been a tough go of it here for the Bandits from the get-go. You know, the biggest point of concern is Skylar Wallace going out with the injury. Looked like with her right ankle or right leg in the 2nd inning. She's still being assessed, and that ball squeezing through to the right field. Back-to-back hits now for the Blaze.
Yeah, it has not been a normal night for the Bandits at all. Thinking about Skylar, hope she's all right. Hopefully Odyssey is all right as well. She had to leave the game after what looked like might have gotten hit in the hand by a line drive.
At the 0-1. Foul ball. You factor in Leach's 4 for 4 night, and Gold with a couple of home runs. 2 of the top 4 hitters have really produced for the Blaze here tonight. A couple of hits for Otis now.
Well, didn't you say that Aubrey Leach had the best average here at Rosemont?
Yeah, she had above almost a 600 average here.
That average is going up. I think that should be a hit.
It is a hit.
All right. I like it.
You win it. Yeah, she's batting .556 coming into tonight in 4 games at Parkway Bank Sports Complex. And now Leach with her 5th hit.
What makes her so tough is how many tools that she has. She's speedy, she can swing away, she can drop a drag, she can short slap, and we've seen that all tonight. We've seen her use her short game with her drag bunt. In the first inning, had a single off that drag.
The first time 5 hits in a game in AUSL history. One hopper, they head towards home, trying to keep the foot on the plate as Roberts for the second out.
The shortstop, number 4,
And good job preventing another run. But there you go, 5 hits tonight, a new AUSL single game record for Aubrey Leach. Congratulations, what a night.
And you think about how many different pitchers she has faced. It's one thing if you just have a pitcher's number and it's like, all right, yep, that's not a good matchup. But she has faced 4 different arms and is still 5 for 5.
That drops in to shallow center, and 2 will get in for the Blaze. Makes it 12-6.
You know, sometimes you hit 2 home runs and sometimes you get jammed and find yourself a little bit of a single out there in the rover spot. But everything's just kind of rolling the way for Anna Gold.
She's going to ask us if we can mic her up every game. Five RBI night for Anna Gold. And Taylor Edwards at the plate. I love what you said, you know, one of the older players in the league, and I say that with so much love, your words.
Yep.
You know, the savvy vet. Always helps to have one of those on your team.
And the Blaze have a couple. Kaylani Ricketts has been a pro for a long time. Anissa Urtez.
Hard ground ball, man. If there were impressive ground balls, that was it. But it leads to the 3rd out, and the final at-bats here for the Bandits, trailing 12-6 in the bottom of the 7th. All right, we're at the bottom of the 7th between the Blaze and the Bandits. The big inning, top of the 2nd, where the Blaze put up tying a season high 6 runs, and they have regained the lead in the 2nd inning, and they have kept the lead and haven't relinquished the lead to the Bandits here tonight.
And we're having a competition here with what is hotter, the offense in this game or the t-shirt tosses that are happening every inning, because oh my goodness.
Bifford stays in the circle. 3 innings pitched, giving up a couple of hits, 3 Ks. Retired 9 of the 11 batters faced. You were, you know, waxing poetics about her at the plate, and I love the fact that she's such a great 2-way player here tonight for the Blaze.
Great outing. And I touched on this earlier in the game, but I think it's just kind of worth repeating. A player like Aaliyah Binford, who's coming from the reserve pool because Blaze are down a couple of players due to injury, and so you get an opportunity. This is a young player that wants to prove herself and prove her worth.
Gibson Horton, leadoff batter, is on with the single.
I mean, I know that we still have a lot of softball left this weekend with the Champ Series ahead of us and a game between these 2 teams tomorrow, but I am thinking already to next year. This league is trending up. We're going to go from 4 teams to 6 teams, and there are a ton of players out there, especially in the reserve pool, who are ready to go and ready to join this league. And so if you're a player like Binford who gets to touch the league really quickly and join it, and that's a huge advantage. Let me put some tape on you and show the general managers, like, I need to be in this league.
Liza, a hard shot through the 5-6 hole. It was off the glove, actually, of Gold. And so 2 up and 2 on. No outs. And a hit for Wiz.
It's been a little quiet for the Bandits offensively. We've had 3 innings with no runs. And if you've been following this team this season, you know that is a rarity. This is a team that scores early and often.
And in this case, it'll have to be late and often here in the bottom of the 7th. Never say die to this Bandits offense. Bella Dayton, 2 for 3 tonight. Showing bunt. Had a bunt single in the 1st, infield single in the 3rd inning.
Binford is just working that drop ball against Bella Dayton, who's trying to do a little short game here. I know we talk a lot about how rise balls can be the hardest pitch to bunt, but drop balls will give hitters a run for the money. She's been trying to move her teammates over and couldn't do it on her bunt, and then you've seen her going to her slap the last couple of pitches. What a pitch.
Yeah, struck her out. She went for it, and it's the 4th strikeout for Binford. And the 1st out of the inning. Jordan Roberts is next up. Roberts trying to hunt down her first hit tonight, 0 for 3. Hit into a fielder's choice in the 1st inning, picked up an RBI. One ball, 2 strikes.
I'm calling changeup right here, following that foul ball. That was a drop ball from Binford, and Jordan Roberts struck out against Binford in the 5th inning on a changeup. You remember that as a pitcher.
And Roberts reaching for it, and 2 outs. You remember it as a pitcher, and you remember it as a former pitcher, now softball analyst. Binford approaching 60 pitches, sitting at 59, looking to close it out. Here's Sarah Willis at the plate.
Well, she's done a great job of getting ahead in the count and getting ahead with her drop ball and then following it up with the off speed. Falling behind here 2-0, and the hardest out of the game is that last out.
Here's the 2-0. 3 balls, no strikes. There's your strike. Are you pressing more? Are you thinking more, trying to get that final out?
100%. You feel it. You're like, let's just get this game over with. Especially you see the lead that your team has, but it's very easy to get ahead of yourself in this moment.
Well, she's battled all the way back. The count goes full.
And I love that determination. No, I will not walk you here. Yes, I fell behind 3-0. There's 2 outs. I'm going to get out of this right now.
Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Runners will be going. Struck her out to end the inning. 5 strikeouts for Binford and a decisive win by the Blaze over the Bandits tonight.
I mean, what a night for the Blaze. And let's just talk about the rookies really quick. Anna Gold, 2 home runs. Aaliyah Binford comes in the 4th, 5 strikeouts, and does not give up a run to the best team in the league offensively. You know, our hearts are with Skylar Wallace.
Yeah.
We hope that she's all right. And also Odyssey Alexander. Not a great night for the Bandits. You hope that those 2 stars are able to rebound, especially for this weekend. But nice game overall from the Blaze.
All right, our final score is 12-6, the Blaze over the Bandits. Athletes Unlimited Softball League continues tomorrow night at 7 and 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Visit the AUSL.com for where you to watch the Volts versus the Talents and the Blaze versus the Bandits. For Kenzie Fowler, our entire crew, our producer, Beth Chappell, our director, Justin Argo, I'm Lisa Byington. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night.